Drifting through a beautiful forest has never felt so pure. You do not need realistic graphics to feel the raw speed of a rally machine. This game throws out the complicated simulation stuff and gives you raw, top-down racing action. You will slide around tight corners on dirt, snow, and gravel, and classic cars that scream pure speed. The physics are surprisingly heavy and satisfying. When you hit a jump perfectly and land smoothly into a hairpin drift, the rush is unbelievable. It is just you, the car, and the dangerous edge of the track. But if you want to trade peaceful forests for total mechanical destruction, hold on to your seat for the next one. Metal crushing against metal at 100 miles per hour. This is where racing meets absolute chaos. Forget clean lines and perfect braking. The only rule here is survival. You take heavy, modified muscle cars and smash them into your rivals until someone flips over. The PS5 makes every crash feel violently real with the controller haptics. You feel every dent, every blown tire, and every shattered window as you fight to cross the finish line with an engine that is barely running. It is aggressive, messy, and insanely fun. Though sometimes you just want to shrink down and race around a giant bedroom instead. Your childhood toy box just became the fastest, craziest racetrack on the console. Do not let the plastic cars fool you. The speed here is completely out of control. You are blasting through bright orange tracks, boosting through loops, and jumping over giant obstacles in a backyard. The drifting system is incredibly tight, letting you slide around corners at ridiculous speeds to charge your boost meter. Every race is a fast-paced battle of reflexes, dodging obstacles and finding crazy shortcuts in miniature worlds. Those plastic wheels are fast, but the next game puts you behind the bars of a real two-wheeled rocket, leaning into a corner at 200 miles per hour with your knee grazing the asphalt. One mistake and you are flying off the track. Motorcycle racing demands a totally different kind of focus. You have to balance your rider's weight, manage tire wear, and hit the brakes at the exact perfect millisecond. The sense of speed on the straightaways is terrifying. You can practically hear the wind screaming past your helmet. You will spend hours mastering the flow of a single track just to shave a fraction of a second off your lap time. Of course, if you prefer building your own crazy vehicle out of bricks, you might want to look over here. Smashing your way through a giant open world where your car instantly transforms into a boat. The ultimate chaotic driving playground. You are not just racing on roads. You will launch off cliffs, land in a river, and your car magically turns into a speedboat without missing a beat. The drifting is arcade-style perfection, meant for keeping your foot on the gas and never slowing down. You can build your own ridiculous dream car from scratch and test its speed against completely wacky opponents in wild environments. Building blocks are fun, but sometimes you just need to unleash pure street racing attitude. Neon lights, roaring engines, and cops breathing down your neck. The underground street racing scene has never looked this flashy. You are tearing through city streets at midnight, dodging traffic and hitting massive jumps while anime-style smoke effects blast from your tires. The sense of speed is boosted by nitrous that kicks in right when you need to escape the police. The car handling is snappy, designed for aggressive cornering and high-speed chases. It is all about building the fastest ride and showing off your custom engine roar before leaving everyone in the dust. Street races are thrilling, but the real test of a driver happens on the professional circuit. Rubbing paint with 30 other cars in the pouring rain. Every single race feels like a Hollywood action movie. You were dropped right into the middle of intense, aggressive pack racing. The AI drivers are programmed to make mistakes, block you, and hold grudges if you crash into them. You will fight for every inch of the track, feeling the rumble of the engine through the PS5 controller as you squeeze through tight city circuits. It is loud, dramatic, and forces you to drive on the absolute limit to catch the leader. Yet nothing tests your limits quite like taking a beast of a car completely off the pavement. Mud flying at your windshield, an engine screaming as you slide sideways across a frozen river. Absolute off-road madness. You are not worrying about perfect asphalt here. You throw massive trucks and rally cars into deep mud, snow, and gravel. The arcade physics let you throw the vehicle into huge, sweeping drifts with ease. The visual impact of the colorful tracks combined with the brutal speed of off-road driving makes every event feel like a massive festival. Just keep the pedal pinned to the floor and let the dirt fly. But wait until you trade the muddy trucks for the precision of an island-driving paradise. A massive Hawaiian island completely built for high-speed car culture. You can almost feel the tropical breeze as you blast past the beach. This is a giant playground where you switch between hypercars, vintage classics, and even planes. The driving model is perfectly tuned for fast, enjoyable cruising and intense playlist races. You will bomb down volcano mountains and drift through colorful city streets at sunset. The sensation of speed is cranked up to the max, especially when you hit a straight stretch of highway and let 1,000 horsepower loose. Cruising an island is beautiful, but a true racing fan eventually craves the unforgiving nature of a real rally. A narrow dirt path, a sheer drop on one side, and you are going way too fast. Welcome to the most terrifying drive of your life. Rally racing is about pure survival and reacting to every single bump in the road. You listen blindly to your co-driver calling out turns while flying through dense forests. The car physics demand ultimate respect. If you brake late or lose traction on the gravel, your race is over. The PS5 triggers give you incredible feedback, letting you feel exactly when the tires start slipping away from your control. Mastering the gravel is tough, but true track legends are born on the perfect lines of a tarmac simulator. Cold tires, roaring GT3 engines, and a laser-scanned track. This is where casual drivers get left far, far behind. This is a hardcore simulation built for people who breathe racing. You have to monitor your tire temperatures, brake balance, and aerodynamics to extract every ounce of speed. You cannot just mash the gas here. You have to ease into corners, hit the exact apex, and smoothly accelerate out. The force feedback is so detailed you can feel every pebble and curb. It demands total perfection. That level of realism is intense, but wait until you see the absolute peak of modern motorsport engineering. You are pulling 5 Gs through a corner in a car that practically drives upside down. Formula One speed is a completely different dimension. Everything happens in the blink of an eye. You are rocketing down the main straight at over 200 miles per hour, slamming the brakes at the last possible marker. The aerodynamics keep your car glued to the track, allowing for cornering speeds that break your brain. You have to manage battery energy and tire wear while battling wheel-to-wheel with the fastest drivers on Earth. It is a high-speed game of chess at deadly velocities. Still, there is a weird, addictive track waiting where physics are meant to be broken. Launching off a ramp at 400 miles per hour to land on a track made entirely of ice. Precision has never been this crazy. There are no collisions and no AI to worry about. It is just you fighting the clock on the most insane custom tracks ever built. You will drive on walls, do massive loops, and bounce off water. The driving mechanics are simple to learn, but impossible to master. You will restart a track 50 times just to find the perfect angle to carry 1 extra mile per hour through a turn. Looping in the sky is a blast, but mastering the heavy feel of a superbike takes a totally different mindset. 2 wheels, a massive engine, and 0 room for error. The ultimate test of braking and leaning. You truly feel the weight of these massive bikes as you throw them from left to right through rapid chicanes. The physics system forces you to think about exactly how you roll onto the throttle so you do not spin the rear tire and launch yourself into space. Racing here feels deeply personal and incredibly fast. You are completely exposed, flying down famous global tracks while trying to tame a 200 horsepower beast. 2 wheels offer an insane rush, but the absolute king of the track combines all of automotive history into one flawless masterpiece. The smell of burning rubber, the gleam of polished paint, and a perfectly executed pass on the final corner. This is car culture perfected. Every single vehicle feels distinct. A heavy old muscle car will fight you around corners, while a modern hypercar slices the air like a blade. The DualSense controller translates every drop of rain and shift in the car's weight directly to your hands. You will spend hours just tuning the suspension to cut a tenth of a second off your lap time at the Nürburgring. The racing is incredibly tense, requiring deep focus, smooth steering, and absolute mastery of the brake pedal. When you finally cross the line in first place after a grueling endurance race, the feeling of victory is unmatched anywhere else in gaming. And just when you think you have mastered every track, the game hands you the keys to something even faster, waiting in the garage.